Okay. Hey, Fnatic, thank you so much for joining our press conference today. Same as yesterday, we first start with some pre-submitted questions and then move on to the open sessions. For the first question, it's from name NK Rosinski, round back GG. If you were to replay the final, what would you guys have done differently to try and overcome Sentinels?
Not to joke.
Great question. Yeah, I mean, if we were to replay it, probably try not to lose the eco rounds. I think that would be a good one. But overall, I think in terms of our mentality and stuff, we stayed in the game. Like, we never gave up. So we can look back at this on this loss and actually like be proud. You know, be proud of yourself, boys, because it's our first LAN. You know. And there's many more to come, and we'll get our revenge. I've kind of gone on a tangent, but there we go. I don't know what we could have done differently. Win. That's it.
I think it would just come with experience. Like the rounds we were losing today came down to fundamental mistakes, and it's a fresh new team. We've got players who don't have that big FPS tactical shooter background, so we'll learn from this. We'll I don't think we could have done anything different today.
Okay, next question is from Declan McLaughlin, upcomer, and it's for Dirkie. Technical pauses have happened throughout the tournament and came up in the finals again. Did they affect you in-game in any way?
No, I don't think it affected me. I chilled a little bit, started thinking more about the game, but I don't think it affected me.
Next question is by Eugene Freelance. It's for Boaster. Commiserations on the loss, but Fnatic have still impressed in this tournament. What are the biggest lessons and takeaways you guys gotten from the tournament here?
Biggest lesson, I'd say it's not over until you're out of the tournament. So as long as you don't give up, then you can't look back and have regrets. So that's one of the biggest takeaways I think we've all had. Maybe not takeaways, just kind of what we've lived by. In terms of takeaways, probably Domino's tonight. Yay! I don't know actually.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like I had such a problem. Like when I lost the map, I couldn't reset, and like I think we learned here like how to reset and just be focused on the next game, next map, and that's what Buster said. Like we team bonded so much like on this journey, and it's insane.
Yeah, can I add on for the Domino's thing? I've been waiting to get. I wanted to get Domino's like maybe when we arrived, but there's no Domino's in Croatia, so I never had it, and I really wanted Domino's. And Boaster wouldn't let me have it until we finished the tournament. So on the 12-11 round, we just lost, so I can have Domino's.
All right. Next question is from Declan McLaughlin again, and it's for Doma. We saw you walk out with the Croatian flag on your shoulders today. How does it feel to represent your country on the international stage?
I'm like proud to represent my country, and it feels amazing. Like finals of the first like tournament on LAN tournament in a new game, just feels amazing to represent my country.
Next one is also from Declan, and it's for Minnie. How has this team evolved and improved since their Summon FC days to today throughout this tournament?
Jesus, that's a big question. I could probably answer that one with lots of words. Obviously, we've had a few roster changes since then, and I think that obviously Magnum and Durka have kind of come into the team quite new. They've obviously quickly brought some more firepower for us, and I think both have so much potential with the way that they think about the game. They kind of push me and Boaster quite well. I think for Doma and Mystic, they've obviously just been improving like tenfold since the Summon days, like always like accepting criticism and kind of self-criticism, I guess. So like their utility usage, their agent pools, just everything about that game is like improving. So I'm really confident for the future of this team.
Next one is from Andy Williams, Dexerto. You defeated teams from Latin America, Southeast Asia, North America, Europe, and Korea en route to the grand finals. What were the biggest strengths and weaknesses from each region? And it's for anyone.
NA strength today, I think it showed that their kind of just fundamental experience shines through. They understand mid-round situations extremely well. I think some regions, so who else did we play? I think some regions were quite anti-stratable. I think they're like in Europe, I think we have quite a lot of dynamic different compositions and strategy being played, whereas in these other regions, it looks like we could watch a VOD and maybe kind of crack the code quite quickly. So yeah, I'd say anti-stratability for a lot of these smaller regions is their weakness.
Next question is from Jack Marth, GG Reckon. And this is for Boaster. After the game, there was just 2 seconds where we could see the emotion on your face before you cracked a smile again. You've clearly enjoyed every minute in Iceland. Can you sum up just how much you've loved the journey?
Can I sum up how much I've watched?
You loved the journey?
Oh, loved the journey. Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing, you know, like just thankful to be here. And like, I'm just glad that we didn't give up and we just kept going, you know. We gave him a squeaky bum time game, and that's what we like to have. 2 overtimes, and was going to be another overtime, but it like that sort of stuff happens, you know, and like we can't look back and be like, oh, great, like, oh, I'm sad now. You know, like, yeah, it sucks losing. I'm probably going to go back to my hotel room and cry tonight, but in the moment, you know, just enjoy it, because you can be sad later behind closed doors, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it was hard, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Next one is from Pedro Romero, Gamezo, and it's also for Boaster. Despite the loss, the team showed incredible resilience by taking Sentinels to 2 overtimes and nearly forcing a third. Nevertheless, what were the main factors in your team's defeat?
So the main factors in our team's defeat is probably the experience. Like, and we're not just saying like experience is like you go on stage and you get experience. It's kind of, it's hours and hours of playing, you know. And I think personally the best game to have come from coming into Valorant is Counter-Strike, because in this game there is a lot of squeaky bum time mid-round situations, and in those mid-round situations a great CSGO player can shine through. So as long as we keep practicing that stuff in when we're scrimming and in events, and we watch it back and we learn from it, that's kind of the thing that's holding us back at the same time. But if like we're learning, you know, it's like we're not doing a sprint, we're doing a marathon. I think that's the saying. I don't know.
All right, that's it for all the pre-submitted questions. We will now open the open session. And first to go is Scott Robertson, Esports.
Hi guys, first of all, congrats on a terrific run and a very thrilling final series. The team certainly played much better as the tournament progressed from day one. What part of your game have you noticed improved the most throughout the week?
What part of our game do we think improved the most? I think as the tournament went on, we kind of adapted in terms of our play style, because obviously anti-strats were available to enemy teams. So we had to kind of adapt on the fly if we felt like we were being anti-stratted, or if things have changed, or like we were getting exploited in places. So that kind of ability to do that on the fly has been like improved quite a bit, I'd say. Just general mentality things, making sure that we're always positive. I think like if we're online, it might have been harder to keep emotions in check, but because we're at LAN, we were making sure emotions were in check, and we were kind of improving that as well, making sure that we're always bouncing back and always believing that we were going to win and actually have a comeback. What else improved? I'd say just the boys, I guess. Like first game against Crew, yeah, it was quite a dominating performance, but I think there was still a lot of mistakes that happened, and I think that was due to jitters. And like if you compare us to the first game against Sentinels, yes, that didn't go quite well, but I think if you compare us from the first and the second, we did slightly better. So I think there was some improvement there.
Couple rounds better.
Yeah.
Next is Yinsu Collins, upcomer.
Hey guys, congrats on your tournament run. This question is for Boaster. Now, I'm sure you guys would have planned some kind of celebration right for today had you secured the win. My question is, what would you have done if you won today?
I'm afraid I'm very sorry, but we're gonna save it because there's a chance that we're gonna make it to Berlin and we're gonna play them again, and we're gonna be whipping out on stage then. Or if we meet them in Worlds, then if we make it to Worlds, and you know, like we're saving this one because we know it's spicy and juicy.
Next to go is Brandon, running back GG.
Hi guys, so my question is for Coach Mini. We saw you guys take on Sentinels the first time on Icebox and Haven. One of those matches didn't come up till the end of this grand final series. We saw Split and Bind at the beginning. Do you think not having that familiarity maybe affected the outcome in regards to the map order at all?
As in because we played Split and Bind first? No, I don't think the familiarity affected us at all. I think Boaster had extremely good reads on them the entire game. I think the reason we lost was just some fundamental mistakes. I don't think it was anything to do with not being comfortable or not understanding what they're doing. I think Boaster had super good reads on them all game. We just kind of didn't follow through with it quite as well as we could have, I think.
Next is Weird Beard, Checkpoint XP.
Hi guys, great game. This is for anybody. We actually peaked at over 1.1 million viewers on Twitch alone for this finals tournament. What do you think the future of Valorant is looking like? And do you think that Valorant could ever be seen in the same light as League of Legends viewership-wise?
Well, that sounds amazing. 1.1+ million people watched us there. That's kind of sick. No, I think in order for Valorant to grow to the size of League of Legends, I was actually speaking to the Newton boys yesterday, and in order for that to happen, the other scenes need to develop as well, because League of Legends isn't just EU dominated or NA dominated. Actually, like, everyone's excited for Korea to come in and for China to come in and all the other kind of the regions that aren't the core regions. So like, in order for that to happen, Valorant needs more of a kind of interest in those other regions, and then we can see like a super bright future. But for right now, if that doesn't happen, then we're seeing a bright future in EU, NA, and then the other regions just coming in, flying in to potentially lose because they don't have as good practice partners, you know. So if we can get the audience, if we can get more players in the other regions, then yeah, Valorant's looking tasty, and we're going to be riding this wave for, well, I'd probably say I got about 5 years in me before my hand falls off or my brain explodes from these rounds. But yeah, I think it's looking good.
Next to go is Amory, VLRGG.
Hey guys, so this one's for anyone. What's the team atmosphere like when you lose overtime maps like you were in this series? Do you go into the next one thinking, yeah, this is winnable, it was close, or is it, more crushing than a blowout loss?
I think online it will be much worse than here, but as I said earlier, we've learned so much. And like the first map, we thought we have it, the split one, and we just lost. Well, we felt kind of like bad, like at the moment, but we just reset it and kept going. And of course, it doesn't feel pretty well, but I think strong team has to know how to reset after losing even like those close overtimes.
Next to go.
Oh,
You want
I
to
was gonna
say?
say, like, as for today, I think we came away from that split loss with confidence. We felt like that was their best map, and we took them that far on their map with us playing it like for our first time in a long time. So yeah, we knew we had the ability, and coming into the next games, we thought we could take it as well.
Next to go is Yinsu Collins, upcomer.
This question is for Mini. Now, TENS was causing a few problems across all three maps. What was that like for you, kind of watching from the sidelines, and what did you make of his performance today?
It's quite hard for me to actually see individual performances when I'm watching, because obviously I'm watching the boys. But I did notice as soon as I pressed tab that he had like 30 kills like almost every game. So I was getting annoyed, obviously. I don't really think about those things though when I'm watching. It's more focusing on our boys and trying to make sure that we're kind of set if we need a tactical pause, seeing what's going wrong, seeing what's going right. But yeah, no, on Bind, I do specifically remember him just absolutely crushing us on Reyna. So let's let's remove Reina from the game so that next time we play,
Yeah, Reina,
it'll be a bit easier.
Then shouldn't be able to play right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed. We'll ban it next time when
Yeah.
the bans
Yeah,
are.
we should
If
ban
you're
it.
removing Rain, I might as well remove Jet.
Do it.
No.
Yes.
All right, next to go is Emery, VLRGG.
I didn't want this to end on a negative note, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you all. I know Doma mentioned Dominoes earlier, but do you all plan to do any sightseeing in Iceland or have done any before you end up leaving?
Yeah, tomorrow we planned that we are going to visit a Blue Lagoon together. So yeah, we're gonna spend there some time and we're gonna drink maybe.
Without me.
No drinking with Doma as well. He's under.
Dirk unfortunately has a very, very long flight home tomorrow, so won't be able to join us. But we will celebrate in his absence.
See ya. Nah, yeah, I think we're doing that, aren't we? I'm on the alcohol-free beer though, because my performance needs to stay in good shape.
We have another question from Yinsu Collins.
This question is for Durka. You've been the highlight of a lot of people's tournament this week. I wanted to know, what was your personal highlight?
I think my highlight was on Newton game when I was in the Viper ulti and it was like 12-7, I think. And I broke the Killjoy ultimate, killed 2, and then close it out with knives on the last alive Sky. I think it was suggest. So I think it was my kind of highlight because I think it kind of brought us back into the game and we had like confidence there more. And I don't know, I had kind of many highlights. So I think that's most memorable for me right now.
We have Scott Robertson esports.
Hi guys. 4 slots at EMEA for Masters Berlin coming up in September. Apart from obviously yourselves, are there other teams from Europe that you'd like to see represent the region at the next LAN event?
I think FPX. I like the amount of times that team is like helped define the meta, not just in Europe, but I think in the world potentially. And it's kind of a shame on some level to not see them here a little bit. They seem to have issues kind of in tight games in big situations. But I think if they're able to kind of overcome that, it'll be really good to see them because they're kind of iconic, I guess. Or they should be iconic, you know?
I think I would like to see Gambit on the next in Berlin because I think they're really good and they can like really compete against all the other regions.
Crowd.
Do we have any more questions for FNATIC? Yinsu Collins.
This question is for the guys that haven't really attended LANs before. I mean, both of you can answer this if you want, but how was your, I guess, first experience on a stage like this? I know there wasn't a crowd as such, but what were your kind of personal highs and lows of your first LAN?
I mean, for me, it was insane. I expected that I'm gonna be shaking more, to be honest. Of course, I was shaking, but it's usual for me already. I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm just really happy to be here and like with the boys, like just like having such a like experience like this. It's insane for me. Like, and I think each of us, maybe, I mean, not properly is gonna talk to his child, maybe grandchildren's, and like in future about this.
I'd like to add to that and also say it's been such a joy. Like, at the moment I just can't wait till we're able to play in front of a crowd and experience that. As goes for this event, we've all came here, performed well. We've definitely bonded as a team. Grew our. I don't have to say it. I'll say teamwork. I guess I don't have to say it. Why are you laughing? But yeah, it's been such a joy, and I just can't wait for what we're able to produce in the future.
Do we have any more
It
questions?
felt cool.
Any more questions? All right, that's it for the press conference with FNATIC. Thank you so much for joining us.